Hi, this is the Professional Amateur Hour coming to you with another review. This week I checked out Robotica Destructiva, and this 2023 film was directed by Sam Gaffin and stars Amber Blanco, Tori Martin, and Crystal Thoron, among others, of course. The story of this sequel takes place after the first movie, of course. The first movie was The Killer Robots Crash and Burn, and this one has those 4 killer robots in this one too. It actually starts off with them stealing this kind of doomsday weapon from this planet. And so after they have stolen it and they get away, the people on the planet realize now they are kind of defenseless against the other planet. So they go to their killer robot museum and awaken these 3 lady robots that are, of course, great warriors in their own respect. And so they send them off to retrieve the doomsday weapon. So they, find the other robots. They're sent to a jail. They're doing this and doing that. What will happen exactly? Well, you have to watch the movie and find out. All right, so let's discuss this movie. Well, what works with it? Well, like I said, it is a sequel. And so it has all the same kind of stylistic points of the first one. They all have really cool robot costumes, big shoulders, kind of big metal pieces, which kind of look styrofoam, but at the same time, it's really well done. They have big hats, big helmets. They have really cool face paint. It's all like silver face paint, which, I don't know, it's just an effective way. It gives it like that, I don't know, retro futuristic kind of quality to it that definitely works. And it's all on green screen too, and that works as well, just like the first movie. So it's all pretty good, incorporation of it there. Very seamless, I would say. It's certainly, of course it's on a green screen, but you don't recognize it like going throughout the whole movie. So that's good. So all of that kind of style that is in the first one makes an appearance in spades in this one. So if you like that, then check this one out. Also, this movie does have 3 new main characters for us. This triplet of killer robots, these female killer robots. And I did enjoy them. I like their style. I like their blue hair. Their costumes are fine. I like their personalities too. There's one that's like a berserker with a giant axe. There's one, I guess it's like a sharpshooter with like this blade on a chain that she like shoots at people. And then the last one's much kind of more of like a kind of a wizard character with this electricity weapon thing. And all of them work well together. My favorite one didn't get enough screen time, but hey, c'est la vie. It is what it is. And they do replace the main 4 characters from the first one. I actually wanted to see where they went with those 4 characters, so I pressed play with this one. Unfortunately, they have a very little small part in there. They're kind of really secondary characters more than anything else. But, these 3 main characters definitely work. It did take me a little bit to get, used to them, and because they are quite different from the first 4, they still have, their own roles within the group, but yeah, they're fine enough, so you do go along with them, which is, I don't know, pretty good. In addition with this movie, I thought the second half was quite clever. You just have to sit through the first half where, you're introduced to these characters. And you don't know who they are, so it does take some time to get like a handle on their personalities. And then things just start happening. There's like an interdimensional judge or police that kind of show up, and you're like, I don't know if this really works or what's going on. But by the second half, they've really kind of set it up so that the first half makes much more kind of sense and context. And so they're going through everything and really kind of clever about how they set up everything in the end to, get to their final goal. I don't really want to go into too much detail to give it away or anything. But yeah, the second half is much more clever. They even have like a few laughs in the second half. They have this creepy looking karaoke machine that kind of shows up, and there's a few jokes with that, and it's quite clever and humorous by the end. So yeah, in the end, you are definitely enjoying it. And that brings me to what doesn't work with this movie. Well, with this one, they certainly do try to imitate the first movie, having, a group of these killer robots. With the first movie, the 4 killer robots, I really enjoyed them. I really enjoyed one character called Trog. He's like a kind of a troglodyte guy. He's just going around smashing things. And they don't have like that character in the new group. They do have this one robot who is like a berserker character, and so she's going crazy using her axe and stuff like that. But I felt it was never quite the same. It never had like the cohesion of the first one, where they all have different roles. I guess they have different roles in this one too, but I don't know. There's something wrong with their dynamic where, this is the shy one, this is the strong one, this is the smart one, where it's all much more kind of played up, I would say, in the first one for laughs and things like that. This one, they're bickering with each other and that type of stuff, and it just doesn't, I don't know, fit as well as the first one. So if you just spend time with them, like I said, the first half, kind of hard to get into. So once you get to that second half and you realize who these characters are and they work much better together, then once that gets going, yeah, you're there for the ride. But it just takes time to sit through this and, just wait until it really gets interesting. So yeah, I guess it is what it is. Also in this movie, of course, it has lots of CGI. It's all, green screen stuff. And of course, there's robots and ships and stuff like that. They're all CG. I think with the CGI, it's perfectly fine. It works for what it is. With the green screen stuff, I think from the first one was done a little bit better. They certainly, I don't know, seem to slide a little bit more on the ground with this one. Or, they jump, and the jump is they jump and kind of freeze, and then the background moves, and then they land and things like that. Where it's just clearly this is a passionate project for someone, right? They're just kind of doing this for fun, which is absolutely wonderful. I liked it for that aspect of it. It just, I think, was done better in the first one, unfortunately. It's not totally out there that it's necessarily a lot worse. It's just similar, just a little bit less, I would say. So if you haven't seen the first one, if you don't like that style, it's worse than this one. If you like that style, if you liked everything in the first one, there's going to be story issues, but all the animations are going to be there for you to enjoy. So yeah, it is what it is. And I think the last thing I want to say is with the pacing of this movie, it's a very busy movie. A lot of stuff happens very quickly, especially in that first half. It's just stuff after stuff after stuff, and it's 3-minute kind of time segments, and they're doing completely different things every 3 minutes. So it is a lot to take in. You have to have a very quick mind, I guess, at that point, which does affect your viewing experience. There's never any time to absorb what's happening or to absorb the characters or to develop the characters. And so it wasn't until the second half that I really started to understand the characters and enjoy them for who they are. So yeah, just having all of that stuff come at you so fast in the beginning affects how you feel about it. So know that about this movie. So who would I recommend this movie for? Well, of course, if you've seen the first one and you really enjoyed it, you can totally check this one out. Other than that, if you like bad sci-fi, this is going to be up your alley as well. For just a main person who's looking for some entertainment, I would probably recommend the first one more than this one. I remember it being more interesting, or at least the characters are more engaging. And yeah, so if that sounds like you, then totally press play on this one. I think you can find it on Tubi. As for rating, well, I thought it was mildly interesting, so I'll give it the 3.4. And with that being said, I think that's all I wanted to say. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.